Trump has claimed that the DOJ owes him $230 million. This stems from two federal Tort Claim Act claims that Trump has filed against the DOJ regarding investigations into Russian collusion during the 2016 election and the search and seizure of items at Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort in 2022 and the ensuing litigation. The Federal Tort Claims Act is an important act to know, given the clearly illegal abusive tactics being perpetrated by the government over the last 10 months against immigrants and U.S. citizens alike. This act is likely to come up a lot moving forward. The act gives private individuals the right to make tort claims against federal government actors. A tort is a civil action, so this is not a criminal complaint based on crimes. It's a civil action where a person can claim monetary damages due to some injury they received at the hand of the person they're suing. That injury can be physical, but also injury to property, emotional injury, etc. These cases are exceptionally hard to win. The vast majority of people do not. They never hear from the agency, and then if they do file a case in court, which is unlikely, they rarely prevail. And this is in large part due to discretionary function immunity. And not to get too deep into the weeds, but discretionary function immunity basically means that you cannot recover money from the government if the federal actor was acting in their official capacity in a discretionary way. Basically, they were making a choice based on their role and following official regulations when they did the thing that you are complaining about. This is a really high bar, and very few people are able to successfully sue the federal government and receive money damages under the Federal Tort Claims Act. As the New York Times recently pointed out, that is true especially for the many people being caught up in ICE dragnets, being abused by DHS officers, and attempting to file federal tort claims against those actors. Not only do they have to wait 6 months while DHS refuses to respond to their claims, they then have to file lawsuits, which are expensive, and then they likely won't win. This is the process Trump is using and claiming that the DOJ owes him $230 million in tort damages for the 2016 Russian interference probe and the 2022 Mar-a-Lago documents search and ensuing litigation. He can consider his complaints to still be open and on the table for the DOJ because he's the claimant, which then gives his own goons who he placed in charge of the DOJ the power to negotiate with him. Again, a claimant against the DOJ. And the Justice Department manual delegates the negotiations of any settlement against the department for over $4 million must be finalized by the Deputy Attorney General. And who is the Deputy Attorney General? Todd Blanche, the man who served as Trump's defense attorney in his criminal trial, the one where he was found guilty on 34 felony counts. That's the man who now gets to approve of whether or not 230 million taxpayer dollars should go into the pocket of the President of the United States.